Ahoy there, nautical truth seekers. My name is Aries Ezra, your decorated skipper for today, and you have just boarded the ship Nautical Awakenings, where we have daily deep dives into Esoterica and sail deep into the waters of truth. Today, we embark on an ancient and enigmatic journey, one that stretches across the very fabric of reality itself. A journey through numbers, symbols, and patterns that shape the universe. I'm talking about the mystical and often misunderstood sciences of sacred geometry and gematria. At first glance, they may seem like two separate disciplines. One rooted in the proportions of the physical world, the other in the coded language of numbers hidden within words. But these two esoteric traditions are intimately connected, woven together through history, like the golden ratio spiraling through a nautilus shell. They are the whispered secrets of the architects of reality, embedded in ancient temples, holy scriptures, and even in the seemingly chaotic movements of celestial bodies. The universe, my friends, is not random at all. Quite the contrary, it is ordered, structured, and bound by divine mathematics. Sacred geometry is the language of form, the hidden blueprint behind nature and architecture. It's the mathematical fingerprint of the cosmos, a code that reveals itself in the spiral of galaxies, the growth of sunflowers, and even the very proportions of the human body. It's why the Great Pyramid of Giza aligns with the stars, why Gothic cathedrals seem to pulse with an otherworldly resonance, and why Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man is considered a divine representation of human proportions. The ancients understood that numbers weren't just tools for counting, they were the very essence of reality itself. Gematria, on the other hand, is the mystical practice of assigning numerical values to letters and words, uncovering hidden meanings and divine messages. Found prominently in Hebrew, Greek, and Arabic traditions, Gematria turns language into a mathematical cipher, revealing patterns that seem almost too precise to be coincidental. Take the Hebrew word for life, chai, which has a numerical value of 18, a number considered deeply auspicious in Jewish tradition. Or the famous phrase, in the beginning, from Genesis, whose numerical sum contains deep connections to sacred mathematical constants. Even in the modern world, we see traces of gematria in numerology, secret societies, and occult teachings. Now, here's where things get mind-blowing. Sacred geometry and gematria do not operate separately, but are two sides of the same cosmic coin. Geometry gives us the sacred proportions, the forms that dictate physical reality, while gematria encodes these patterns within language and sound. It's no coincidence that the Greek word logos, meaning word or divine reason, has profound numerical significance and ties back to geometrical patterns. Words themselves are spells, mathematically charged vibrations that shape our reality. Ever wonder why certain phrases or mantras seem to carry immense power? It's because they resonate with the fundamental structure of existence. Throughout history, the keepers of these secrets, Egyptian priests, Pythagorean initiates, Kabbalists, Freemasons, all understood that by decoding these patterns, they could tap into the very architecture of creation. The ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras wasn't just obsessed with numbers for no reason. He and his followers believed that numbers were the divine essence of the universe. He famously said, "All is number." To them, numbers weren't just symbols, they were the building blocks of reality, revealing the harmonics that underlie music, nature, and even the movements of celestial bodies. Let's take a look at one of the most profound examples of their interconnection, the flower of life. This geometric pattern, composed of overlapping circles, is considered one of the oldest and most sacred symbols in existence. It contains within it the vesica piscis, the seed of life, the egg of life, and the Metatron's cube, all fundamental structures in sacred geometry. But here's the kicker. Many of these forms have numerical values in gematria that correspond to sacred words, and divine concepts across multiple cultures. The number 72, for example, appears in Kabbalistic teachings as the 72 names of God and corresponds geometrically with angles found in pentagrams and dodecahedrons. Coincidence? Or evidence of a hidden cosmic design? And let's not forget about the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical pattern found everywhere from pine cones to hurricanes. When you add up certain Fibonacci numbers, you get sums that align with Gematria values of key esoteric words patterns, hinting at a deep, universal intelligence. The Fibonacci sequence, one of the most mysterious and divine patterns found in the fabric of our reality. A sequence that starts so simply, yet unfolds in a way that seems to whisper the secrets of creation itself. It begins with 0 and 1, and from there, each number is the sum of the two before it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1 for 4 onward. But what makes this sequence truly fascinating is how it manifests everywhere, from the spirals of galaxies to the growth patterns of trees, from the proportions of our own bodies to the delicate unfurling of a fern. It's as if nature itself is obeying an unseen architect, a divine blueprint encoded in numbers. As we follow this sequence, something even stranger emerges. When you divide one Fibonacci number by the previous one, the result approaches 1.618, an irrational number known as phi, or the golden ratio. This ratio is no mere mathematical curiosity. It is the sacred proportion that dictates balance and beauty in the natural world. It is why a nautilus shell spirals the way it does, why hurricanes swirl in their perfect vortex, why galaxies take on their characteristic shape, and why the proportions of the human face, when aligned with phi, are considered most aesthetically pleasing. The ancients knew of this proportion, even if they didn't call it Fibonacci's sequence, because they embedded it into their sacred structures. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the Parthenon, the design of the Temple of Solomon, all infused with golden proportions, all built according to the same hidden code. This is where Fibonacci begins to intertwine with Gematria, where numbers cease to be just quantities and become vibrational keys to the universe. In the Hebrew alphabet, every letter has a numerical value, meaning that words can be added up to reveal hidden meanings. The word for light in Hebrew, or, has a numerical value of 207. When divided by 9, a sacred number in numerology, it results in 23, a Fibonacci number. Coincidence? Or a deliberate encoding of cosmic law? The number 144, another Fibonacci number, appears in the book of Revelation, where it is said that 144,000 servants of God are sealed. But 144 is not just a biblical motif. It appears in the dimensions of the Great Pyramid, the structure of ancient temples, and the geometric calculations of the celestial bodies. This is why our ancestors embedded these codes in temples, churches, and pyramids. They weren't just making pretty designs, they were preserving an ancient knowledge of how reality functions. The divine architects of the past knew that geometry and number were the keys to unlocking higher consciousness, the bridge between the material and the divine. But here's the million-dollar question. If our ancestors knew these secrets, what do we risk losing by ignoring them? Have modern minds become too linear, too focused on cold calculations, to see the beauty of divine proportion? Or worse, have these secrets been deliberately hidden from us? If numbers and geometry dictate the flow of energy, and if our words and symbols carry hidden vibrational power, then who holds the keys to this knowledge today? Could it be that some institutions, secret societies, or elites still use these codes while the masses remain oblivious? Perhaps the very fabric of our language, our architecture, and even the media we consume has been encoded in ways we do not fully understand. So, nautical truth seekers, as we sail through the cosmic sea of knowledge, let's not just marvel at the beauty of sacred geometry, or the mystery of Gematria. Let's study them, apply them, and see how they shape our reality. Because once you understand the code, you are no longer just a spectator. In the grand design, you become a participant. And with that, I leave you with one final thought. If the universe is built on number and form, and if our ancestors left us clues hidden in symbols and scriptures, then what else might be encoded in plain sight, waiting for us to decode it? If you made it this far into the video, why not like the video and subscribe to Nautical Awakenings? You clearly enjoy me and the content I offer, and doing this not just helps me out, but lets the algorithm know you want even more. Do you feel this information is worth spreading around? Be sure to share the video where you can, and with whoever might be interested in this fascinating topics. Finally, if you have another perspective or want to further advance the discussion, drop a comment below and let's connect as spiritual sailors of truth. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware, and keep sailing deep into the waters of truth. This is Aries Ezra, signing off from the bridge on board Nautical Awakenings. Fair winds and following seas to you, my friends. Peace, love, and harmony to all.